And there she is. Oh, she had it. Catch and shoot for Lloyd! Who hits it at the buzzer? Brianna Stewart was diving. The hole was wide open, but Jewel Lloyd hits it anyway. And Seattle wins it 105-102. It's less than 48 hours ago here at Angel of the Winds Arena. What do they have for an encore? Good afternoon to you. It is Seattle Storm basketball. It's a 7-1 Storm take on the Dallas Wings. Good afternoon, everyone. And you know those friends that you just love to have? You get invited to a party because you know they throw great parties. Well, Elise, Seattle and Dallas are those friends that just get together and throw great parties. We have had two amazing overtime games in just the last week and a half with these two.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just the close scores that have made these two games compelling. It's the fact that the style of play is out of this world. Tough shot making. You've got 4 of the top 7 scorers in the WNBA involved on these two teams, and they've showed up big time. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
They like to get up and go. You saw the game winner by Jewel Lloyd. How did we get there, Elise?
Well, it was back and forth, as you might imagine. Marina Mabry just continues to go off now in her 3rd season in this league. And Dallas was whole again with Satu Sabali and Alicia Gray making their way back from the 3-on-3 qualifiers. The ball movement by Seattle, how about over 30 assists? Incredible how they shared the ball, and none better than that assist from Talbot to Lloyd for the winner for Jewel Lloyd. What a finish.
An incredible finish. You see work in overtime. These two teams putting up 207 points in a season high from Stephanie Talbot. Marina Mabry continues to hurt Seattle, but Brianna Stewart, 36 points against Dallas the first time. She has just been unbelievably consistent against this Wings team and likes this up and down style.
Yeah, it has been really fun to watch these two go at it. Can't wait to see what happens now.
How about Carter Subaru keys to the game to matchup number 3 at Seattle and Dallas?
Well, the free throw line has been crucial. Seattle outscored Dallas 23-5 at the free throw line on Friday, and that's in an overtime game. Every point so crucial. Bench production. Seattle had some really nice moments from their bench, but collectively they were outscored. That's going to be crucial. And then number 3, keep sharing that basketball. Seattle number 1 in the WNBA in assists, and everybody's just sharing the basketball and making each other look good with easy shots.
Don't go anywhere. This is going to be 2 hours of fun. We have seen overtime each of the first 2 times these two teams have met in the last 10 days. Who knows what's going to happen here in Everett? Stick around.
Storm basketball presented by Swedish, the official healthcare provider of the Seattle Storm. Health for good. Supported in part by Carter Subaru. Safety focused, community connected in Shoreline, Ballard, and 24/7 at cartersubaru.com. And by BECU, the official credit union of the Seattle Storm.
Well, what a whirlwind month it's been for Katie Lou Samuelson, who's back here in Seattle. But Katie, you started in Spain, you went to Seattle, then France, Austria, back in Seattle. And in the meantime, you qualified for 3-on-3 in the Olympics when you were gone. What an amazing experience that must have been. But this has been a crazy month for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been insane, to say the least. You know, coming into May, I knew it was going to be crazy. But now doing the whole thing and being here in June, it went by super fast.
Would you say you've done and accomplished so much in your career already as only a 3rd-year player in this league? What has this month been like for you personally and the amount of fun that you had?
It's been great. You know, I was able to finish out my overseas season with a win in that league and then come join this team here. I'm so happy to be a part of Seattle, part of the Storm right now, and then to be able to go qualify for Tokyo. It's really been an amazing experience.
For you, your mindset now, as you did what you wanted to do, you set out, you accomplished getting to the Olympics and qualifying. Now you come back in here with, before the Olympic break, there's 13 games to be played, and you're here with your 3rd team, and it seems like this is a really good fit for you. But what's your mindset as you get back really into the thick of things now with the Storm?
Just to come in and contribute as much as I can. Like you said, I feel like it is a good fit for me here, and I feel like I can contribute, and so get comfortable as quick as possible and do whatever I can to help the team.
And I think it's probably fun to get back and be a part of a win like that on Friday night. What a game that was. Are you guys still kind of riding a high? You don't see many of those buzzer beaters very often.
Yeah, it was really insane. That was probably the best buzzer beater I've ever been a part of so far in my career. So that was pretty awesome to see. But, you know, we got to move on from it and focus on this game today.
Well, best of luck. It should be exciting. 2 overtime games the first 2 times you've played Dallas. So how about just get it done in regulation this time, and everybody will be happy, right?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Thanks, Katie Lou. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
It's Katie Lou Samuelson. Time now for our Swedish road to recovery. Just one on the Dallas side. Kayla Thornton, a right knee contusion. She could play today. She is officially listed as questionable. And the good news for Seattle, no injuries there. Time for our starting lineup presented by Joe TV. A little bit different starting lineup for the Dallas Wings. You now have Alicia Gray in that starting lineup, so it gets a little bit smaller. They took out Isabel Harrison, and then also the player that has killed Seattle, Mabry, is going to come off the bench. He played almost 40 minutes in that game, so that's interesting to see. Maybe providing a little bit of bench love that they've done pretty well against Seattle off the bench.
Well, I think that's a very interesting decision when Mabry's top 7 in the WNBA in scoring at 20 points per game. You're looking for combinations that work. You're looking for the full 40 minutes, how you have the most production and what groups work well. But I'll tell you, that's tough to put a 20-point score on the bench.
Indeed, the starting lineup for Seattle, as per usual, Sue and Jewel at the guard, Stephanie Talbot at the 3, Brianna Stewart and Mercedes Russell in the post. And those beautiful Rebel black jerseys tonight on a Sunday here in Everett. Sabali will be leaping it up against Brianna Stewart in what will prove, I'm sure, to be another run and gun affair. The only question is, we know they want to run. How will their bodies be able to run again less than 48 hours after a 105-102 game?
After an overtime game and the intensity of that one and the pace, you're right. I don't think it's going to be in the hundreds today, but it has been the first 2 times.
And here's Sabali right to the rim, misses. Offensive rebound put back, no, and Seattle dodges a bullet there on the first defensive possession. Stephanie Talbot up top, gives it off to Russell. Good ball movement as we've seen all year long from Seattle. Here's Jewel, off a pass from Sue. She hit her last 3, obviously. It was a big, loud one in the end of Friday night's game, but this one does not go down. That was at the opposite end of the floor. Here's Sabali with it. And off Mariah Jefferson, 3 ball on the way. You'd prefer to have her shoot those if you're Seattle versus penetrating and using her quickness to get to the rim. There's Noelle Quinn. The only person to win a championship as a player and as a coach in WNBA history. That's amazing. As an assistant on last year's team, and of course as a player as well. Here's Sue Bird. Brianna tries to cut backdoor, couldn't find her. Jewel skip pass over the top to Talbot. Good post-up position by Russell. Works her way in, left-handed jump hook, no good. Snatched down by Collier. 6'4" center out of Texas. #1 pick in the draft, pulling down that rebound.
What's interesting about this back-to-back matchup is both of these coaches watched film, both of them saw, and you're coming right back 48 hours later, and you can see early in this one some of the adjustments as the defense, I think, will take precedence here in the first quarter.
Lob pass inside, good position by Stewie, a little strong on that one, and we're yet to score here. Put up 207 points in the last game. We've gone 2 minutes without a point here to start this one out. Agumbawale can't get it off the back iron. Seattle on the push. Dallas does a nice job getting back. The trailer is Russell. She'll hand off to Jewel. Right wing with it. Oh, give and go. Beautifully done. Jewel Lloyd tries to spin it up, gets hit on the side of the head, and Jewel will go to the free throw line. The assist to field goal ratio for Seattle has just been off the charts. It is now at 70% on the year, and they led the WNBA last year at 69%. They're even doing it better this year.
And I do think that is why Noelle Quinn was elevated to the head coaching position. Last year, Dan Hughes credited her in the Wubble for so many of the looks offensively. She's what you call the, quote, offensive coordinator, where Gary Kloppenberg was the defensive coordinator. And how great was the play that she designed for the last second opportunity for Jewel Lloyd. She said, we had not practiced that. We drew it up in the huddle. I've used it before in my coaching career, but never with this particular player and personnel. And she's like, I liked it. I liked it.
Indeed. Had two different people open, Jewel and Brianna. Here's Alicia Gray trying to force one up from the free throw line. She knocks it down. Well done. Here's Talbot, loses handle of the basketball. Good defense there by Agumbawale. Reverse it to Lloyd. Here's Stewie. Stewie gives it off to Bird around to Stewart's screen. A little strong on that one. 2-2 our score, early going. Both teams a little chilly right now. And there's the turnover. Sue on the run. It's a 3-on-3. The trailer is Talbot. She thinks about it and then pulls the trigger. No good. Look at Jewel trying to get up for that one. Taps it though into the hands of Agumbawale.
Stephanie Talbot, one of the best in the WNBA in three-point percentage, over 50.
Pull it pass inside. Nice catch in there by Collier. Uses her body to shield off Mercedes Russell and scores.
This Dallas Wings team finally whole and finally running out the starting five that you would expect. The ability to have Mabry coming off the bench is pretty big.
There's Sue snuggling it down. It's good that she's taken 2 shots already. There's some games, Elise, where Sue just goes 3 quarters and is like 1 for 2, but she obviously makes plays through the assist. But it's nice when you see 8 to 10 field goal attempts for Sue.
Well, Sue over the last 5 games has 30 assists, 4 turnovers. It's unbelievable at age 40, the level that she is playing at. Assist to turnover ratio is 5 to 1 for the season.
And there's nobody more feared with the basketball in her hands at a gallop going to the hoop than Sue Bird. Great pass right there. Jewel ties it up inside with Alicia Gray, and we will have a jump ball. But it's just magical what Sue Bird does down there with the basketball.
Sue Bird here setting that screen. That's the danger. You can become such a threat when you set the screen. And a lot of young players don't realize that you get lost in the shuffle of the defense trying to react to the cutter into the paint. And Sue Bird says, thank you much, I'll take the wide open three.
Not a lot of guards going to win a jump ball against Jewel Lloyd, that's for sure. She wins that one, but Seattle turns it over on the poor pass from Talbot. Nice defense by Agumbawale. Tries to force one up the right hand, no good. Gets her own rebound and puts it back again. Agumbawale played 40 minutes, so it'll be interesting to see how many minutes can she play tonight. Not that she's an old player by any stretch of the imagination, but that was a lot of hard minutes she played in that game on Friday night.
And a lot of trips up and down the basketball floor. It wasn't a slow game where you spend 15 seconds of the shot clock just having the ball sit or stick. The ball was moving all over the place on both ends.
Gray has it against Talbot. Top side, Sabali. It's about as slow a pace as I've seen a Dallas offense in the 3 meetings. And it turns out to be an air ball on a finger roll attempt, last touched by Dallas, as Mariah Jefferson had a good quick move, but threw it up to nothing. 6-5 Dallas with the advantage. Jewel coming, fighting through a screen to get the basketball. Nice pass inside. Brianna Stewart can't get it to go. Seattle is 1 of 8 from the field in the early going. Kick over the corner. Jefferson, her second 3 attempt of the game, and she's 0 for 2. Oh, look at Brianna running the other way. Touchdown! Oh, she missed the layup. My goodness. And a brilliant pass over the top.
There is a lid on the bucket. 1 of 9 for Seattle.
And Agumbawale. We might be seeing the wares of 2 tired basketball teams here. Here's Sue Bird with it. She hits it. Sue's got 5 early points, 5 to Seattle, 7.
Well, they needed that one. Now just 20% with the makes. Dallas not much better, 3 of 13. So both teams ice cold to start this one.
These are 2 teams shooting about 50% against each other in the first 2 games. That one's well short. Jewel around a pick from Mercedes Russell. Pull up from 15 on the baseline. Oh, that's a tough shot. That is a really tough shot. Momentum all going to your right side.
And you saw her gather herself, set her feet, square her shoulders, and make it look so easy.
Talbot, 3-quarter defense there, trying to get over the top, and fouls Alicia Gray. Seattle by 3, 3:59 left. Our first time out of this one. A little slower pace. It may pick up, I'm sure it will. Hey fans, the Storm app presented by Angel the Winds Casino Resort, your go-to place for Storm stats, rosters, and standings. Play the interactive Storm Squad player pick'em game. Win cool prizes like Storm autograph swag or a one-night stay at Angel the Winds Casino Resort. Exit 210 off I-5 in Arlington. Find the Storm app on the Apple App Store or Google Play by searching Seattle Storm. Dick Fain, Lise Woodward, seeing Vicki Johnson against Noelle Quinn today. 4 of the 28 players, only been 28 players in history, Elise, with 1,500 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 850 assists. And 4 of the 28 are on the floor tonight. The 2 coaches, Vicki Johnson and Noelle Quinn, and then Sue Bird and Candace Dupree. We have got some great all-time WNBA talent on display in this one tonight. Nice move by Harrison, who just came in. Now Mabry's come in again. What do you think of Vicki Johnson's move? Now, not only Harrison, who's been problematic for Seattle coming off the bench, but Mabry, who has been a Seattle killer coming off the bench.
Mabry's been killing everybody this season. She's in line right now, in my opinion, for you start talking about all-star level. She's averaging 20 points per game. She's top 10 in terms of three-point percentage, and she has more three-point makes than anybody in the WNBA. I guess she's tied with Sammy Whitcomb, who's playing with New York now, but I would keep her on the floor as much as possible. But you know, you're looking at the reason why you make moves like this is different personnel working with one another and all of those different things. But I mean, she has been lights out here to start her 3rd season.
The only thing I can think of is potentially that since she and Agumbawale played so many minutes, that they want one of them on the floor at all times for offense, because Agumbawale's out now, Mabry's in.
Yeah, it could be. Just you play 2 really tough opponents, the same opponent, but 2 tough games back-to-back like this. You got to find a way to maximize minutes.
7 on the shot clock after Jewel tipped it into the backcourt. Here's a 15-foot pull-up. That one's no good by Ty Harris, ran down by Sue in the corner. Sue on the move, so dangerous when she gets up to speed. And that's why, to Epiphany Prince for the foul. That is just ridiculous. He's just going baseline. I know I'm gonna find somebody.
Well, it's the old Steve Nash move where you get underneath the bucket with the ball, and you're thinking as a defense, Sue Bird can't score from right here. Like, she's under the bucket. What
No
is
look.
she gonna do? But she finds the open player. The thing about Sue Bird is you don't even know you're open, but she does. And she will put the ball where you're supposed to be,
yes,
like she did on that play. Just a brilliant look.
Here's Candace Dupree, as we just mentioned, one of the 4 players on the floor tonight, either playing or coaching, with 1,500 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 850 assists in their illustrious WNBA career. Sue Bird being the other player, and then the 2 coaches tonight, Noelle Quinn and Vicki Johnson. 11-8, Storm with the lead. Oh, nice move inside by Harrison as Candace Dupree got caught out of position there.
Now one little jab step, and Harrison able to get a really easy look in the paint.
Here's Dupree up top. Allery is in the game for Dallas. Bella Allery. Here's the palm by Candace Dupree. A nice drive and dish to Brianna. Just can't get it to go thus far. Brianna Stewart 0 for 5 in the early going.
She's had some good looks that just have rattled out.
Far side, Gray. Gray the 3 ball, no good. That's tipped around. I guess here's an outlet to Jewel Lloyd running one-on-one. The Euro step and contact by Marina Mabry.
And Sue Bird gets so much credit for Jewel Lloyd getting this opportunity at the free throw line. The most dangerous you are on a basketball floor is when you have space. Well, in transition, look, there's no help defense. It's one-on-one. There is nobody that's going to stop Jewel Lloyd one-on-one consistently in the open floor. But the ability for Sue Bird, for the Storm to rebound, get it to Sue, and then she senses it immediately for the up pass. There's so few point guards that will get it up like Sue Bird can.
I don't think any other point guard would have had the guts to make that pass where she made it, because it wasn't open when she made the pass. She passed Jewel Lloyd open. I think most players would probably take 2 or 3 more dribbles and then see if they can bounce pass it to Lloyd there.
And by that time, Harrison probably would have
Correct.
been back.
And a whistle and a foul.
Well, it bears repeating, Sue Bird over the last 5 games, 30 assists and 4 turnovers. I mean, that is just remarkable. 10 assists in that overtime win against Dallas on Friday.
Lloyd and Bird with 11 of Seattle's 13 points as Brianna Stewart sitting there 0 for 5 through 8 minutes of play. Ty Harris, no good. Offensive rebound put back. That one's a little strong, and Brianna comes down with the board. She's been doing it on the glass. She's got 3 rebounds so far. Hesitation. Lloyd so good getting into the paint here, no good. And another board for Brianna Stewart. Talking about working hard without any points so far. She's been a factor. Dupree, pump fakes on Allery. Spins, fires, no good. Nice box out there by Agumbawale, who's come back in. So now both of the super potent scorers for Dallas are in the game at the same time. One of them started in Agumbawale, one came off the bench in Mabry. Just over a minute left to play in this first quarter. Seattle leading by 3. Agumbawale splitting the double team, going right to the rim, scoring on Candace Dupree, and one. And it's just tough for Dupree to stay with those quicker guards when she gets caught up on the switch.
Well, the acceleration here from Agumbawale, I mean, this is against anybody.
Not much of a foul there, but
she can get into the lane, take that contact. She looks for the contact because 3 is better than 2, and she can finish through it. But look at those shoulders. I mean, she is a really strong guard.
Agumbawale has a WNBA streak that is the longest in the league right now. 44 games in a row in double figures, and she's halfway there already in the first quarter with 5. Prince throws the pass away, tries to get it again after the deflection, and a foul on Epiphany. Tie ball game. Neither team, as Elise mentioned a moment ago, shooting well at all. Seattle at 20%, 3 of 15. Dallas at 25%, 5 of 20. And Agumbawale gets a chance to march towards the double figures mark again.
Excellent foul shooter, 85%. He's taking those free opportunities and cashing in. One of the reasons why she's one of the top 5 scorers in this league.
Prince comes out. Brianna Stewart stepped out as well. You know, Brianna just 7 of 23 against Dallas in the last, what, 5.5 quarters, 5 quarters plus an overtime. Are they doing anything specifically to make it hard for her? It's just one of those games where just not dropping.
I think she's had some really good looks, especially here early in this one, that will go. It's not a matter that the defense has affected her so much as I think she's just, you know, needs to get in the rhythm.
Boy, it almost got the steal there, but here comes Mabry working on Ezzy. Ezzy just checked into the game, as did Katie Lou Samuelson, and the jump shot gives Dallas the 4-point lead at 17-13. Jordan Canada working on Harris. Dupree ready to set the screen with 10 on the shot clock. 6-second differential right now. Canada spinning, going around the screen, crossover dribble, loses it, gets it back, a step through layup, no good. Still 6 seconds left for Harris. She's got to push. Crossing the timeline with 3, with 2. Kick back, long 3 on the way at the buzzer. That was exactly where Jewel Light hit hers, but it did not fall for Dallas at the end of this first quarter. All Dallas, at least defensively, holding a Seattle team that has been fantastic in first quarters. Not tonight. They're just 3 of 17. Dallas by 4. Of LGBTQ plus pride presented by Deloitte. The WNBA will collaborate with Glyzen and Fanatics on an exclusive line of Pride apparel, including Fanatics branded WNBA t-shirts. All WNBA proceeds will benefit Glyzen, and fans can purchase the shirts at WNBAstore.nba.com. Arike Agumbawale on Friday night, 9 of 20, 22 points. She's followed it up thus far with a 7-point first quarter on 2 of 5 shooting. So she has been public enemy #1 for Seattle in this first 10 minutes.
She can single-handedly carry the offensive load if necessary. She doesn't need to on this Dallas team so far this season. She's had help.
Canada, a lot of contact over there, but they say it was all ball, and Canada stepped on the end line. At least Seattle has started hot. normally over the last couple of weeks, they have scored 25 or more in the first quarter in 5 of the last 7 games, including 27 points in 4 of them. They didn't even get to half of 27.
Well, and the challenge right now is the fact that all of your starters are on the bench, which is where they've really had success.
Leaning in and missing the shot as Sabali rebound by Candace Dupree. Dupree, a big that's comfortable bringing it up, giving it off to Canada. Lobbing it inside. How about Kennedy Burke getting good post-up position, and Allery fouls her from behind, and Kennedy will go to the free throw line.
Kennedy did not play in the matchup on Friday. I think you're going to see both teams having to utilize their bench probably more than they would normally just because of the overtime nature. Seattle has played 3 of their last 5 games in overtime. They've won all 3 of them. And the interesting note on that is, if you're looking at this Dallas Wings squad and you're saying, I'm really surprised they're 2-5. You look at the scoring margin, which by the end of the season, you don't even need to look at the standings. You look at the scoring margin, and it'll tell you who's the best team. And Seattle right now, they've won a lot of close games. They're 3rd in the WNBA in scoring margin. Dallas is 4th. They're outscoring people despite the fact that they're 2-5. So just, I think Wings fans, be patient. This
Absolutely.
is a very talented team, and things will work out. They've lost some tough ones.
It's also the youngest team in the WNBA, and a young player there puts it up and in, Allery. And so that this young team will maybe improve more than some more veteran teams over the course of the season. Samuelson works her way inside, hits the shot, but an offensive foul, a little push off.
Yeah, you can see
Samuelson
Katie Lou Samuelson. You can read her lips that said flop. And, you know, that is one thing. It's frustrating when you're getting in the lane. You know, somebody doesn't beat you to the spot and they fall back. It can be frustrating as an offensive player.
Kumbawali skip pass over the top, gets over Burke. Ty Harris around with the quickness. No, Kennedy Burke snatches the rebound down. You got a runner the other way. Katie Lou Samuelson, and what a brilliant pass from Jordan Canada.
There was just a fraction of a window to get that to Katie Lou Samuelson, and Jordan found it. But that's the kind of bucket that will get Katie Lou going. She was 0 for 5 on Friday in her first game back from the qualifiers.
And a nice rip there by Katie Lou, and they're going to call a kick on Mabry. It'll be Seattle basketball. But look at this pass here from Jordan.
Yeah, just leading Katie Lou to exactly where she needs to be. We mentioned Sue Bird's ability to do that. Jordan Canada, another one in this league. Just like a quarterback, you don't throw it where they are, you throw them where you want them to be, and where the defense isn't.
Well, Katie Lou's put 2 in the bucket now. 1 didn't count and 1 did. I got a feeling that she's going to hoist up a 3 from the corner here pretty soon. It's going to drop because she was cold on Friday night, and Katie Lou doesn't have many back-to-back cold shooting games.
Well, she was fabulous in the qualifying for 3-on-3 over in France and Austria, along with Alicia Gray, who was on the floor for Dallas, Kelsey Plum, as well with that group, Stephanie Dolson. But I think the confidence that she can get from that will be big now in her 3rd year in the WNBA, but also with her 3rd team.
Scoop pass inside, knocked away. Here's Mabry with it.
Of course, Katie Lou last year playing for Dallas, traded away for.
There's Jordan Canada. She gonna take it or give it up? Oh, behind the back, she gives it up to Katie Lou, who misses the layup, but she is fouled and will go to the free throw line. How about Jordan Canada with a little razzle-dazzle?
That's good for Jordan Canada's confidence too, getting out here. Look at this. You're not gonna check me.
Perfect.
Here you go, Satu, but nice job of Satu Sabali getting back to affect that. Picks up the foul on the play, but doesn't give up the wide open 2. And those are the kind of buckets that really get Seattle going. They had over 30 fast break points on Friday. They lead the WNBA in fast break points. And it's a snowball effect for this Storm team. They get out and they get 1, and guess what? It's like the energy increases with each fast break point.
Katie Lou knocks down 1, so Seattle's bench has 7 points to the 8 points of Dallas, and Dallas's bench has outscored Seattle's 65-39 in the last 2 meetings. So Seattle can just stay even with Dallas's bench. They're going to be in great shape, keeping in mind that Mabry's on Dallas's bench this particular game here. Katie Lou tries to save it, but it goes off a teammate, Ezzy McMcGorn. It's Dallas ball underneath.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Underneath your opponent bucket, you usually do not want to save it. With 2 players falling out of bounds, I think they're lucky that that ball wasn't tipped back in. It would have been an easy bucket for Dallas if they could have got there first.
Gumbawale catch and shoot deep off the glass and the iron. Kennedy Burke running over the top again, lay it up and in. This has got to be something Noelle Quinn's been scouting, saying we got to push up the floor because they do not get back very well.
Well, Dallas has not been able to keep up with Seattle in the first 2 matchups in transition.
Oh, good poke free by Jordan Canada again. They are all over the Dallas guards.
Jordan Canada, first team all WNBA defense 2 seasons ago, and they want her to be disruptive.
Sabali no good. Burke comes down with it. Crossover dribble. Nice move there. Tries to scoop it to McMcGorn and it goes out of bounds. Good finish there. They initially indicated Dallas basketball and then they changed it.
Yeah, it was clearly tipped out. The baseline official didn't catch it. I think because it was in transition and she might not have been fully turned around, but Michael Price saw and just pointed the wrong way.
That was the groan you heard by the fans when they pointed Dallas's way first, but it will be Seattle basketball.
Stewie back on the floor, is yet to score in this one, and yet Seattle has a 1-point lead.
McMcGorn shows and goes and lays it up and in. What a nice fake by Ezzy.
Oh, and I love the fact that at her size and length, she can go with her offhand with a dribble drive against the 6'4" Sabali as a defender. That was tough.
Up top, Harrison working on Breanna Stewart. Hands on balls again by Seattle's defense. Sue staying in front. Sabali top of the circle against Ezzy. Working in, step through move, and fouls her. Boy, you just see the bag of tricks by Sabali there.
Yeah, that's a really fun matchup to watch of 2 young players. 2 players in their 2nd season in the league, and Ezzy gets the best of this one as the Storm lead by 3.
Advanced Integration, proud to spotlight organizations supporting youth in our community. Today, the Bird's Nest features students from White Center Heights Elementary and Cascade Middle School's STEAM Carnival Club. These students have completed experiments and learned from professionals in the field of science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. White Center Heights and Cascade, Highline School District. My neighborhood, Elise, down there in the south end. 22-20 with Sabali making this one. And well, you see the moves from Sabali on that last possession to get herself to the free throw line. She still is raw. I mean, imagine her in 4 years. I mean, she has got a lot of talent.
And she's a player at her size at 6'4" that can fill it up from deep. She can take you to the rack. She can post up.
Ooh, Katie Lou misses that one. Tip back out to Breanna. Sue finds Katie Lou. There's the corner 3. That one's off the mark. A little bit rushed as she's trying to get her offensive game going, but thus far is 1 for 3 on the game today. She was 0 for 6 on Friday night. So Allery to get this possession started back into the ball game.
Noelle Quinn already playing 11 players in this game in the first 15 minutes. You can tell she understands that she needs production from this bench on both ends.
Here's Gumbawale working on Ezzy on the switch. Gets all the way to the window. A little strong on that one. Allery tips it around. Dallas still tries to save it. Cannot do it. Nice hustle over there by Mariah Jefferson. But it'll be Seattle basketball leading by 1 as we approach the midway mark of the 2nd quarter.
And I don't think Ezzy McMcGorn will get credit for a block of Arike Gumbawale, but she certainly affected that shot. You're talking about the length. Gumbawale at 5'8" can get her way into the paint almost anytime she wants. But then she was met by Ezzy and had to adjust.
Katie Lou surveys, now picks up the dribble, feeds Sue. Here's Breanna, turnaround jump shot, body and knock it down. And Breanna's toughest shot of the game is her only made field goal right there.
She had a few others that were easier looks. This is tough. The hoop and the harm fading away from about 15 feet. This is tough. Very few players can get that shot off, but with her wingspan being at 7 feet, she can rise up over with her release point and knock that in.
I was just thinking, as far as bigs go, I mean, the list is probably 2, her and Elena.
Jonquel Jones.
Yeah.
She's got a fadeaway
that's right.
Is pretty ridiculous.
25-21. Much, much lower scoring game than we saw on Friday night, at least thus far. It was 57-54 at halftime of Friday night's game, and we only have 46 total points in this one, and a turnover, unforced error there. Stepping on the sideline is Dallas.
I don't feel like either team has got into an offensive rhythm yet, and it feels like they've got heavy legs. Like the pace is not the same. Some easy shots have not gone down, and you wonder if who's going to be the first team to really get that engine running.
Oh, it might be Breanna Stewart. She's 2 for her last 2. It's got 5 points.
Breanna Stewart has been over 20 points in 5 of the 8 games this season.
Oh, good pick and roll. That's Alicia Gray to Allery inside. Well done. Hand off Lloyd. Comes around to Russell's screen. Now Russell dives. Samuelson nearly throws it away. Gets it back. Sue in the corner. Sets her feet. Fires and hits. And we've got Mabry down. Hopefully just a little tweak. Might have been a hip check. She's kind of holding her side a little bit. Did not see what happened to Mabry there. Maybe we can get another look. And Dallas is going to call a timeout there.
Well, you know one thing. With a defender on the deck and Sue Bird out deep, that's a problem. So right here, she gets the big back screen. What a screen from Stewie. That's just to perfection to let Sue fade into the corner with an open look for one of the purest shooters the game has seen.
You mentioned, Elise, as we have a timeout on the floor, that neither team has gotten into a rhythm. I would agree with that. Neither has had a long-term rhythm. There has been some possessions, particularly in the first quarter, where Seattle had really good ball movement and just couldn't knock it down. I mean, they just were missing shots.
Well, and then they went to the bench, so you've got it where they just haven't really got into a rhythm. And the last couple of possessions, Stewie has hit 2, and then Sue Bird with the 3. You can see extending this now, their largest lead of the game, to 7. And Seattle this season, when Sue Bird, Breanna Stewart, Jewel Lloyd have been on the floor, their plus-minus is really strong. It's just you can't play them all 40 minutes.
Breanna jumps out to double team, lob over the top, right into the hands of Mercedes Russell. Really nice defense out of the timeout by Seattle. Sue on the push to the corner. Talbot from 3. She was hot Friday night, but this one's off the mark. Everybody was hot Friday night. Nobody's hot tonight, except for Sue. Sue's 3 for 4. Everybody else is under 500, or under 50% rather, from the field. And Breanna races that one out of Harrison's hands.
It looked like Breanna Stewart was just kind of waiting what you got, and Harrison went right into her without making a move. Right here, just kind of extends the arm, but couldn't get it over the top of the long Breanna Stewart.
Not a lot of people are going to block Isabel Harrison's jump hook. Breanna's on a short list. Here's the Goombawale. Double teamed in the corners. The trap's starting to come out of Noelle Quinn's pocket and forcing another turnover. Shot clock violation. So a little switch up by Noelle Quinn to some trapping defense, and it's working right now. Timeout on the floor. Storm by 7. Hey, Storm fans, now's your chance to take cover with a brand new roof from State Roofing. Enter the Raise the Roof sweepstakes at storm.wnba.com/State Roofing. You'll have a chance to win $5,000 towards a new roof or gutters. You'll also have a chance at winning a basketball signed by Breanna Stewart, or a brand new Storm jersey and hoodie of your choice. Once again, enter the State Roofing Raise the Roof sweepstakes at storm.wnba.com/State Roofing. Sue Bird, the Seattle Storm, on a little bit of a run now. 15-4.
The first quarter yesterday, 34-28. We're 2:45 from halftime, and they haven't got there yet.
And Sue's trying to add to it, though, and does. 3-ball on the way is good. It's now an 18-4 run by the Seattle Storm, but it's taken a long time. It hasn't really felt like your typical run because it's taken over 6 minutes.
Sue Bird now in double figures. She has really been playing well so far in this one.
And an offensive foul there has taken the brunt of the punishment was Stephanie Talbot. Well done there. And we've just seen every game from Talbot, her contribute somehow, some way on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, she has definitely taken her spot in that starting lineup and done the most with it. 21 points, a season high against Dallas on Friday, but most of the time she's just doing what the team needs in other categories.
She just seems to be a perfect fit with this team and how they play. Lloyd with it to Sue, lob it over the tops. Talbot, no good on the fadeaway. It was a great cut, good pass by Sue to find her. Bawali, kick it out. Gray, they have been cold from three-point range, but Gray gets it to go. They were 0 for 9 from behind the arc until that shot. Oh, and a nice steal by Agumbawale. She's going to coast in and get the easiest bucket of her season right there. 33-28. Quick 5-0 run to answer as the Wings have chopped the deficit in half. Let's take a look at the Western Conference standings right now, which every Storm fan is going to want to just stare at, because there they are, 7-1, a full game up on the Aces, 2 games up on the Mercury, and the Sparks, the other team, at 4-3. But as you mentioned, I mean, the Wings are not a quote-unquote last-place team by any stretch of the imagination.
I will tell you right now that when this season is over, I guarantee they will not be last place, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the playoffs.
They are going to be a very good team down the stretch.
And higher than an 8 seed. I really like the talent for this Dallas team, and they haven't been whole until Friday night when they lost in overtime on the road to the defending world champs. So I look at their roster, and even though they're young, they've got some explosive ability on offense, and I think they're just going to continue to get better and better.
Well, it's been those clutch games, right? I mean, that's the difference between a championship team in Seattle and a young team in Dallas. In clutch games, which means 5 points or less with 5 minutes to go or less, Seattle's won all 4 of those games they have been in. Dallas has lost all 5 of the games that they have been in. So it's just a matter of, 22, 23, 24-year-olds learning how to win those type of games, when on the other side you have people like Brianna Stewart and Sue Bird who just, they've done it for forever.
Well, Seattle has beaten Dallas 10 straight times. And you can't tell me that veteran leadership hasn't played a part in that.
Here's Jewel. She helped win that game on Friday big time with that 3-ball. Misses this one. Lloyd 1 of 5 from the floor tonight. Seattle starters just 3 of 16 from the field if you eliminate Sue Bird. The other 4 just 3 of 16. Birdie's 4 of 5 with 3 threes. Here's Kayla Thornton in for the first time. She was on the injured list as questionable, and the question has been answered.
And Russell's 6'6" length bothered her on that shot.
Sue with it. Oh, good post-up position. Brianna working on Thornton. Now the double team comes. Skip to the corner. Here's Sue. Tries to dump it low to Russell. Almost looked like she tried to split the wickets on that bounce pass.
Well, it was interesting. I don't think she was expecting that pass. Stewie went into the air, and the double team from Dallas really good. It came late, and I think it surprised her when she got in the air, and she had to dump it off. And Sue Bird, I don't think, was quite ready.
12 on the shot clock, 43 on the game clock. Here's Brianna. Now to Lloyd. She'll catch, fire, off the mark. And 2-for-1 opportunity if Dallas selects to take it, which they will not. Mabry falls down and just kind of throws the ball up, and fortunately for Dallas, it goes to the hands of Harrison. 7 on the shot clock for Agumbawale. No good. Now Seattle can play for 1 because they do not have numbers here.
You think Dallas is thankful that the shot clock came on, because it's one of the few times Seattle just hasn't just run as hard as they can.
Lloyd with 4, loses handle, gets it to Brianna. Bird with 1 at the buzzer, no good there, and we're at the end of the first half of play. A much different looking first half of play, as Friday night it was 57-54. Tonight a much lower scoring 33-28 affair, and we go down momentarily here to head coach Noel Quinn joining us, and much different looking game. How much is fatigue playing a factor in this one thus far, Noel?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. At the end of the day, you know, it's hoop on a Sunday. It's our job, and, you know, I think, you know, we had good energy coming through, but you obviously see some fatigue because of that overtime game, but, you know, no excuses. We got to get it done.
Well, both teams shooting under 33% in this one so far. What kind of adjustments do you need to make to get your squad rolling in the second half?
Yeah, 33%, but a lot of those are bunnies. You know, missed layups, tough shots that we're used to making. So I think it's just settling in, maybe one more reversal, another ball screen, getting back into our flow. Getting stops on defense. Defense is not the issue, but, you know, just passing up good shots to get great shots.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
No problem. Thank you.
That's Noel Quinn leading the Storm to yet another halftime lead. This one actually bigger than they had on Friday night. 2 points bigger. 5-point Seattle lead. We'll be back with the highlights coming up next. Tickets in the lowest price for the rest of the season by purchasing the 10-ticket minimum flex package. To secure your seats, call 206-217-WNBA or visit stormbasketball.com. And you got a little bit of time to get those seats because the Storm got a road trip coming up. How about this, Elise? Wow. A 5-gamer starting with 2 at Atlanta coming up this Wednesday and Friday, and then the Sun and 2 at the Fever. We are not back here until June the 22nd.
That is a long stretch away from home, but they have really enjoyed being at home for 5 in a row. They've won the first 4. They're trying to make it a perfect 5 for 5 on their home floor. And Seattle has their schedule front-loaded. 14 games in the first 34 days of this season, which is tied for the most in the WNBA with Indiana. So they're going to have more breaks coming up after the first month of this season. But right now, it's not trying to overextend your veterans, trying to give them rest if you can and survive this stretch of games so close together.
Seattle's field goal shooting in the first half, 32.3%. That is a season low for a first half. And then at least something we talked about at the beginning of the game, Marina Mabry, who has just killed Seattle. Career high 26-8 in the first game, including 6 threes. And then in the last game, she was smoking as well with 24. And really, Vicki Johnson has limited her tonight because she didn't start. She's only taken 2 shots thus far.
Yeah, and she only has one shot.
Oh, excuse me, one for one.
One shot, and she's only played 10 minutes out of the available 20 in the first half. So she is a weapon over there. And she also got dinged up, took a hard screen and went to the ground from Brianna Stewart.
Jewel Lloyd starts things off here with a made free throw. She's got 7. Just 1 of 6 from the field, but a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line, which is no surprise. She is 7th all time in WNBA history in free throw shooting at over 88%.
And she's pure.
Oh, there's Brianna getting her long arms out there, getting that deflection, and she's got the basketball on the offensive end now. Sue with a pull-up from 18 and in. Sue Bird has been the one offensive threat that has been consistent in this game so far for Seattle.
Well, and it's defensively, you have to figure out who are you going to give open looks to. You can't shut down all 5 players, and Sue's had some looks and knocked them down. Sue
with the rebound on the run. She's got Jewel running far side. Sue goes into the paint, bounce pass beautifully, waiting till the right moment to get Jewel the basketball. That is just gorgeous.
She just toyed with Dallas's defense on that play.
How about a 6-0 run to start from the defending champs? They're up by 11. Timeout, Vicki Johnson. The Storm app presented by Angel, the Winds Casino Resort, your go-to place for Storm stats, rosters, and standings. Play the interactive Storm Squad player pick'em game and win cool prizes like Storm autograph swag or a one-night stay at Angel, the Winds Casino Resort, exit 210 off I-5 in Arlington. Find the Storm app on the Apple App Store or Google Play Store by searching Seattle Storm. And the vision by Sue Bird, Elise.
Well, it was the deke. She gets goes into looking like she's going to shoot this. Look, jump stop, whoop, and then reads Jewell Loyd's cut to perfection. She was going to go there the whole time. She saw Jewell in a perfect 3-on-2 situation. And you know Sue wants to deliver a dime. And it was a little unconventional from Sue, but it worked just as beautiful as ever.
You know, Sue only has 2 assists, but she's had so many brilliant passes that would be considered assists if it was hockey, you know, just setting up the person that sets up the shot. Here's Mabry back in the game, lays it up with the left hand.
Yeah, taking the timeout early was Vicki Johnson here in the third quarter. Just over a minute eclipsed, and she puts Mabry back on the floor.
Watching Mabry kind of backpedal there on defense against Sue. Did not look like she was really doing it with a lot of freedom. She got hammered by Breanna Stewart on a blindside screen set in the second quarter, knocked her to the deck. So we'll kind of keep an eye out on Mabry and see if she's fully able to run. Here's Mabry with it. Nice bounce pass, except Harrison didn't roll. It appeared to be put in the perfect spot for Harrison on the way to the basket.
Delayed, Mabry trying to lead her, and the hesitation just long enough that Harrison could not catch up. And this is the problem right now for Dallas, is that Mabry is having to guard the point guard Sue Bird defensively.
Lloyd feeds it to Russell inside, turn around, and a shuffle by Mercedes Russell. 9-point Seattle lead. That's turnover number 8 on Seattle for 6 Dallas points. Dallas has turned it over 9 times for 8 Storm points. Mabry against Bird. Knocked down is Jewell Loyd at the free throw line, and taking advantage is Isabel Harrison. But Jewell looked like she got hit in the chops maybe.
Keep an eye on this Mabry-Sue Bird matchup.
Oh, good backdoor cut by Jewell Loyd. Nice find by Stephanie Talbot, giving Seattle a 9-point lead again.
And Dallas gave up so many easy buckets on cuts to the hoop on Friday night. We haven't seen that a lot. There was a lot of give and go action with Breanna Stewart, so they've cleaned that part up, but that was well executed by Seattle.
Mabry finding Harrison baseline. A little strong. Nice rebound by Jewell, and Seattle is looking to run as soon as they get a rebound. Sue on the wing. No good there. Just, it was straight line off the front iron though, and out of bounds. See the rebounding battle there, dead even. And on Friday night, it was actually Dallas that got the 44-40 victory on the boards.
And it was their offensive rebounds. They had 14 O boards. Seattle had just 5. It's remarkable that Seattle was able to win that game.
Agumbawale kicks the basketball. One of the few moments of the game where Agumbawale and Mabry have been in the game at the same time. Mabry step back 3, and that's the Marina Mabry that we have seen for 2 other games where she has just killed Seattle for a total of 50 points, but she did not start tonight. There's Russell with it. Now Jewell Loyd, fade away. Oh, so beautiful.
And they got the switch that they wanted. Mabry trying to check Jewell Loyd, and Jewell Loyd just fading with a beautiful shot over the top.
We got a whistle and a foul on Sue, impeding the progress of a cutter.
Well, and you see right there, it was a high pick, and her and Mercedes Russell, she was talking to her about the look that they wanted. Sue Bird knew right away they were going to get a bucket. It wasn't handled correctly, so she reached out to grab her.
Agumbawale against Loyd. This is always a great one-on-one matchup, and this time Agumbawale wins the battle getting to the rim, but cannot finish. Here comes Jewell with the carom. Stewie pump fakes the 3, goes by Harrison, rises up on Allery and hits. That's Breanna Stewart's game in a nutshell right there. You saw a little bit of everything.
So smooth, hitting the ball on the deck, and then the pull-up jumper. And she got up to elevate over the top on that one.
24 against 24. Now gives it off to Mabry. Jump shot from the free throw line, tipped around. Allery has it. Mabry thinks about it. Ooh, nice fake. 2 fakes on 1 drive, and she scores. I mean, she's almost a point a minute person against Seattle. It's been amazing. There's Russell with it. Stewie for 3, knocks it down, and Breanna Stewart's got to get going. She is 4 of 10, 10 points. But what's amazing, Elise, is Seattle's matched their biggest lead of the game, 11 points here without much Stewie tonight.
Well, and that is just their 4th made 3 of this game. And Stewie, it was her first.
Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gray. Good defense there. Standing tall. It was like a black wall in there with these Rebel jerseys. You had Breanna Stewart and Mercedes Russell. There was no getting by that wall. Little pressure shown by Ty Harris, working on Jordan Canada. She'll walk it up with 4:46 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Storm, as we mentioned, the biggest lead of the game at 11. We've had 6 lead changes and 2 ties in this one. Here's Jewel, foot on the line, fires it up, a little short. Snatched down by Thornton, throws it away. She had Breanna standing there, couldn't get it to her. Instead, it's Mercedes Russell. Bounce pass to Canada, floater, tough shot. A little too strong. Harris inside. Harrison gets good position and elevates and scores.
Seattle never got matched up defensively. It does not go as a transition point, but with their defense not set, that was really easy.
Canada with 12 in the shot clock. To Lloyd in the corner. Gets her feet set. Extension and splash. Jewel Lloyd. Her first 3 of the game. She's got 17 points, and she is approaching that 20-point mark where Seattle has been so good, winning at a 90% clip in the last 30 games when Jewel Lloyd scores 20 or more. But we got a long way to go, and Harrison scores and 1 to make it a 10-point contest.
And just an absolute dime from Mabry underneath. She was held in check in the first half. She had just 2 points, but already 7 points in the second half. 4 boards and a really pretty pass on that possession for the and 1 opportunity.
Isabel Harrison, 4 of 8 from the field, 10 points, 3 rebounds. She had a double-double against Seattle the first matchup. She's a tough matchup for Seattle. She has been very, very good. Started the season with 3 consecutive double-digit scoring games. Had not had one in the last 5 until now. She's got 11 points. Here's Jewel trying to add to her total. Look out. She's starting to warm up, Elise.
And she saw the rookie, Chelsea Dungy, in the game and said, all right, Rook, here you go.
And here's a steal. Here comes Jewel, and she is fouled. We'll see if it's a breakaway. That's what Noelle Quinn wants. I'm sure Jewel wants it as well.
Yeah, the official already made the signal. They're going to go review. And the thing is here, are you in front of the defender or are you behind? And she reached out and grabbed her arm. So they're going to have to go and look at the angle.
Seattle shooting 42% right now at 18 of 43, 5 of 14 from behind the arc, but they've started to warm up recently with 3s by Breanna and Jewel Lloyd at 35%. 12 of 13 from the stripe at 92% for Seattle. For Dallas, they're at 35% shooting. You take a look one more time here at the reach of the arm. It does not look like she's in front of her, and nor is there another defender in front of her. This might be changed to a breakaway here. Dallas a perfect 8 of 8 from the line. They're led by the 11 points of Isabel Harris, and Mabry has 9, so their bench contributing 24 of their 42 points. And for Seattle, they got 3 in double figures right now, led by the 19 of Jewel on 6 of 12. Sue at 13 points, 5 of 8. And Breanna Stewart with 10, 4 of 10. We'll take one more look at this. I mean,
well,
I guess Dallas...
You're not playing the ball, and Jewel is well ahead, and you see here the contact made when Jewel was already by.
I guess Vicki Johnson could argue that, hey, she was trying to knock the ball out of the air and just got Jewel on the arm on accident, but I don't know if that'll play.
No, the big 3 for Seattle really coming up big in the third quarter. All 20 of Seattle's points have come, and Jewel Lloyd already with 13, and potentially a couple of more here after being fouled with the open floor ahead of her.
They're taking a look to see whether Seattle had possession of the ball before the foul occurred. If it's a loose ball foul, then you can't have a breakaway situation. Both teams, though, warming up offensively. At least we talked about the poor shooting in the first half. Seattle 8 of 12 in this quarter. Dallas 6 of 12. So both at 50% or better. They're going to take a look to see whether Mercedes Russell ever had full possession of the ball before getting it off to Jewell Loyd to determine whether there's the breakaway situation. First two games between these two teams had 27 ties and 22 lead changes. That's how amazing those were. We've had 6 lead changes in this one. Clear path foul. So Jewell Loyd's going to go to the stripe.
Well, I do think this is the correct call. I mean, there's not a play on the ball. You're clearly behind Jewell Loyd. There's no defender in front of her. And when you look at all the different factors, I mean, there's no question that the foul in the reach was to stop Jewell Loyd from having a chance to get out and run.
Jewell misses the first free throw, which is unusual. She misses very rarely. In fact, only 12% of the time in her career does she miss a free throw. She gets that one to go. 54-42. Jewell's up to 19, so 1 point away from that magical 20, which means Seattle wins at a 90% clip. 27-3 over the last 30 games when Jewell has 20 points. Loyd with it now. Over to Stewart, catch and shoot from the wing. A little flat, a little short. Mabry comes up with the rebound. Dungy gives it off to Harrison. Now Ty Harris fires to Thornton. 10 on the shot clock, 2:44 in the game clock. Jewell knocked over Ty Harris there, no call. Here comes Mabry, double team, gets it off to Ty. 1 on the shot clock, got to get it off. Dungy will, no good. And Jordan Canada, smallest player on the floor, comes down with the rebound.
Mismatch down low.
Indeed, she finds it. All you can do there, the rookie just says, oh man, I got Breanna Stewart right here in front of me. I got a foul.
It's one of the biggest parts of Breanna Stewart's arsenal of why she is arguably the best player in the world, certainly one of the top 5, is her ability to run the floor, because she'll get open looks out of it and she'll create mismatches, and she just puts so much pressure on the defense.
Prince now to Jewell. Jewell gets a screen left to right from Harrison, from Mercedes Russell. Now Breanna Stewart over to Prince, driving baseline and shuffled his feet before putting the ball on the deck. But this 12-point lead for Seattle, the biggest of the game. They're well over 50% shooting in this second half, getting their overall shooting up from 32.3% at halftime now to 40.9 here at 18 of 44. 16 on the shot clock. Harrison finds Thornton on the opposite block, who scores. 10-point game.
That was a really poor defensive possession. Just the rotation so slow for Seattle. You saw it develop, and yet they didn't move.
Ooh, a lot of contact inside. As taking the worst of it, I think, was Russell, but she tried to catch that ball and was kind of blindsided by Mabry. It's like a football play with a pass over the middle. You're separated from the ball right as it gets to you right there. My goodness.
Yeah, Mabry trying to plead her case that she got there first, but you have to see who initiates the contact. And she doesn't like it, but that's the right call in my opinion, because she wasn't set and she didn't give Mercedes Russell any time to avoid her.
Russell will come out as he comes in for Seattle. Breanna rolling to the hole. Backing in on Thornton. Turnaround. She's hit one of these earlier in the quarter, and this one she's going to go to the free throw line on.
And Thornton cannot be happy with that degree of difficulty on that fadeaway from about 17 feet. Breanna can hit it, we all know, but that is a tough shot with a defender and the hand right in her face, but a bit of a bailout foul by Thornton to send Stewie to the line.
Well, you got to wonder, how mobile is Thornton compared to her normal 100%, because she hasn't played in a while. She had that knee injury, and she's just back in for the first time. So taking her time to get her wind back as well as her mobility back, probably. And guarding Breanna Stewart's not going to help when you're a little less than 100% mobility.
It's not easy for anybody when they're 100%.
Katie Lou back in the game in this 10-point contest. Stewie knocks down the second. Seattle at 14 of 17 from the stripe at 82%.
So the big three for Seattle all in double figures. Stewie with 11, Lloyd with 20, and Bird with 13. They need some other players to start filling it up.
Mabry three ball no good. There's a Wale second effort. And that's what killed Seattle in the last game. Even though they won it, the second chance points, Dallas had a really big advantage on the Storm. Stewie inside for Katie Lou, and she is hooked by Dungy. It's an 8-point game at 55-47.
And I like going to that mismatch as Katie Lou is 6'3". She's not going to seal most defenders. You're not going to post her up. But when you get Dungy on the floor, the rookie, who's much smaller, it was a good possession.
Free throw rattles out. Katie Lou was acquired February 10th by Noelle Quinn and the Storm. Dan Hughes, of course, the head coach at that point for the #1 overall pick. And the #1 overall pick is on the other team right now. Charlie Collier, the #1 pick in the 2021 draft. Here's Wale in a 9-point contest. Bounces it low, well done. The triple teamed is Harrison and just ripping it away is Breanna Stewart. 5 on 4. Here comes Canada. Step back, Prince, no good. Oh, good rebound by Ezzy though inside. Canada trying to get it to Ezzy. Good defense there by Thornton. Samuelson now to Prince. 4 in the shot clock. Breanna double team. Somebody's open. Canada gets it off with 1, and the shot is blocked. Are they going to call a violation? Nope. They're going to say just play on Dallas basketball. And running into traffic there was Wale, and she is so adept. When she gets her head down and she knows that you're pedaling, she's going to go right into you. First team foul in the last 2 minutes for Seattle, so no free throws to be shot.
Sue Bird on the last possession, waving her arms. There was a look that she wanted and that Seattle didn't deliver, and she was really demonstrative. You still see her over there shaking her head as the shot clock wound down. They didn't get a good look.
Wale up above Breanna Stewart. Can't hit that one. Keeping it alive was Harrison off the window, but Ezzy comes down with it and is fouled. Ezzy loves to mix it up, and there's a lot of young players, and Ezzy is young. Even though she's in her second year, she is a young basketball player at just 21 years of age. A lot of 20, 21, 22-year-old, they get out there and they're a little timid, trying to feel their way around. She treats it like a battle every time she's out there.
Well, and I think the more and more playing time that she gets, the more confident that she will be. And it's a good situation for her to come in off the bench and provide that size and length. And I also think it'll be really interesting as this season develops. She's going to be playing with the Opals, the Australian national team. And you play the Olympics, you represent your country like that, you might see Ezzy by the time this season winds down in September that she's really playing at a high level.
Yep. Free throws both missed, so Seattle's only 5 of 10 from the line in this quarter, and Mabry hits it with 1.5 left. Canada will hold. And that is the end of the third, so Seattle had a 12-point lead. It was looking fairly comfortable for the Storm, thanks to Jewell Loyd. But then back came Dallas over the last 2 minutes. We got ourselves a ball game once again. What would you expect between Seattle and Dallas, right?
Storm basketball, presented by Swedish, the official medical care team of the Seattle Storm. Health for good. Supported in part by Carter Subaru. Safety-focused, community-connected. In Shoreline, Ballard, and 24/7 at cartersubaru.com. And by BECU, the official credit union of the Seattle Storm.
56-49 our score, end of the third. Doug Fain along with Elise Woodward as the Seattle Storm try to go to 8-1 on the year, and helping them along nicely, Elise, with 14 points in the quarter for Jewell Loyd.
And Noelle Quinn talked about Jewell Loyd. We spoke about her this morning, and she said the evolution of Jewell Loyd, she is playing the best basketball that she's ever played in the it's the totality. It's the matchups that she creates. It's the defense that she's playing. She's the only player in this league that is top 10 in scoring, in assists, and in steals. And she had 7 assists on Friday. Of course, the game winner. She was 8 of 11 from the floor, and over the last 2 games entering today, she'd already made 8 threes. And she's just doing everything at a very high level, and there's no way you can't put her on the United States Olympic team, in my opinion. I mean, she has been one of the best players in the world. Nice
cut by Mabry for the easy basket. Sabally with the pass, and you know, she's just been so amazing against this Dallas team, too. I think it's a very comfortable style of play when she plays Dallas. Her 2 best scoring performances of the year have both come against Dallas, 25 points and 25 points. And tonight she's already at 20, so we may have our 3rd 25-point outing against Dallas. Gray with it, no, off a head. I think it caught Dupree's head, and Ezzy had to come up and help out and foul Agumbawale. She'll go to the free throw line, try to cut this thing to 3, and here we are again, another close game against Dallas in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, the Storm at one point led by 12. Agumbawale, an excellent free throw shooter. This could cut it back to 1 possession at 3. And Seattle right now with their 5 substitutes on the floor together, a crucial stretch. We saw this the other day when they're trying to get a breather for the big 3. This group has got to find a way to keep pace.
The last points to be scored by someone other than the Seattle Big 3 was a Magmagor jumper at 6:18 in the 2nd quarter. So we're talking about 7+ minutes going without anything from the bench or the other 2 starters.
That was the second quarter.
Oh, the 2nd quarter, I'm sorry. So yeah, we're looking, so we're looking at, plus 10. That's amazing, 17+ minutes. Here's Mabry with it, fade away, in and out. Oh, heartbreaker there for Marina. That would have cut it to 1. Here's Dupree with it. Now Prince. Into the corner, Ezzy, 15-footer, no. And not a lot of rebounding in there, even though you had a couple of bigs. 8:20 left to go in regulation, and I emphasize regulation since regulation didn't do it each of the last 2 times these 2 teams met. They had to go to overtime. The drive by Sabally, no good. Here's Canada trying to push it on Agumbawale. Gets by her and is hooked by Enrique. Nice job by Jordan Canada. And that's fresh legs right there. I mean, Jordan Canada has only played 12 minutes tonight. Played 21 in the last game, so a total of 33 minutes over 2 games. She's still got that acceleration, whereas Agumbawale played 40 in the last game and has played 28 here. So that's just fresh legs against tired legs.
Vicki Johnson goes to get Agumbawale, give her a quick breather. I think that would be one of the more difficult things as a coach. Is you see your stars, they need a rest, but you're thinking, it's a tight game. I need them on the floor for crunch time.
Exactly. Here's Sue. Nice pass inside to Brianna off the heel. Sabally, who has struggled today thus far, 0 for 6. Gives it off Harrison. Drives right in on Dupree and scores, and the foul on Candace Dupree. Harrison might have taken one off the nose or maybe an eye. And she's holding her face when she went down there.
Friday night with Candace Dupree on the floor, Dallas went right at her defensively. The veteran who has never had a season without averaging double figures. One of the best scorers that we have ever seen in the history of this league, but defensively right now, she's got to find what she, the matchup that she can handle this time.
There you see Candace Dupree with the swipe down on the face.
I mean, this was obviously unintentional. She was trying to get the ball, and Harrison fading away. I mean, did she connect? Yes, she did. If you're just going any hand to the face is a flagrant.
There's some extra I mean, it wasn't intentional by any stretch of the imagination, but she did come down pretty hard.
I think she was trying to block the shot, though. I mean, she's not right here. She's going for the ball, and Harrison just able with her left. Remember, she takes it to put it in her left hand and is able to extend it, you know, a full 12 inches further because it's her left. But she does connect with her right there and shot to the face. So even though I don't believe Dupree's intention, it wasn't a frustration foul or it wasn't anything malicious, she does connect. So you could definitely see this call going as a flagrant.
Dallas involved in yet another close game. They have been winless thus far in those clutch games, which are defined by 5 points or less with 5 minutes or less to play. Seattle perfect in those games, 4-0. It's just the young team versus the veteran team and how they can get it done in these tight situations. But Dallas has done a heck of a job because they were down 12 late in the third quarter. They have used this push over the last 4.5, 5 minutes to get to within 1. You see Michael Price and Angela Suffren, Carlina Tobin right there, chatting this over with 7:42, and this is getting to the point where each one of these calls gets pretty important as we get later on in these games, in this game rather. Seattle.
So what they're looking at is if it's excessive. And I think you could definitely interpret that as a hard foul to the face is excessive. Even though, as I said before, I think it was a matter of it was the ability of Harrison to switch hands, which led to that. And it has come through as it will be elevated to a flagrant, which I can understand that with the fact that it was a hand to the face coming down. And Candace Dupree doesn't like it. And certainly from her vantage point, there was no intention to do that. It was just really Harrison switching the ball and getting it out and extended. And she went to try to block it. And
now we'll see if Harrison can make the free throw with after getting hit in the eye there.
Well, the big thing with why they've changed these flagrant foul rules is to protect the offensive player. And so if the #1 overall goal and intention is to protect the offensive player, then you are going to err on the side of that being a flagrant. And in player safety and with concussions and all of the things that we have grown to understand over the last 5-10 years, you want to try to protect that player, and I think that's why that one was elevated.
And so now Dallas has a chance to take the lead. Here's Mabry with it. Bouncing it low and throwing it out of bounds. Nice overplay by Jewel Lloyd, sealing off Thornton from that basketball.
The quickness factor, you can't get sealed when you're undersized on the block. You have to use your quickness to get off of the contact, and that's what Jewel Lloyd did, and it caused the turnover.
10-0 run from Dallas. Dallas's bench now outscoring Seattle 32-12. Now keep in mind, Mabry is a bench player tonight, and she's normally a starter. She's got 13. Here's Jewel. Fires, oh, in and out. That was in the well.
Good look, just didn't go. You want that one.
Sabali working on Dupree. Spin move goes up, no good. Snatched down by Stewie. Here comes Sue on the run. Jewel's trying to catch up, keep up with the 40-year-old, but Sue now resets. Brianna, baseline drive. Fakes underneath, uses those long arms, can't get it to go.
Tough shot, didn't have the angle where she could really flip it and get that English off the glass.
Not sure she needed to reverse there. She got all the way over to the left side of the hoop. Here's Gray, and Brianna knocks it free, 6 on the shot clock. Harrison, 15-footer, no. Swooping in is Gray to save. Nicely done there by Alicia Gray. Should stay here with Dallas basketball, and it will. And Stephanie Talbot and Mercedes Russell going to let Jordan Cannon and Candace Dupree go back to the bench. Minutes for the big three. Brianna with 27, Jewel with 25, Bird with 22. There's a three ball from Mabry, no good, rebounded by Sue. So Noelle's done a pretty good job of keeping those minutes down as we only have 6 minutes left to go in regulation.
Regulation is the key.
Yes, again, I got to keep saying regulation instead of this game. As we know, with these two teams going to overtime and their propensity, and Brianna is knocked to the deck. We've had a few hard fouls in this one, particularly in the second half. Second foul on Dallas.
That was just rotating over late and got way more body than got ball, and that sent Stewie to the deck.
Seattle 0 for 6 in the fourth quarter. Trying to break through here. Sue with it, kicks it to Brianna. That's a way to do it right there. Boom! Brianna Stewart, the first field goal of the fourth quarter for the Seattle Storm, and a big one. It gives them a 3-point lead.
And the key there was the ball touched both sides of the floor. Dallas trying to ice those screens and keep it on the sideline, but they were able to reverse it, and then the wide open look from Stewie.
Sabali slips the screen for Gray against Jewel Lloyd. Throwing it up for the tie, no good. Stewie comes down with it. Brianna now kicks it to Sue. Here's Jewel, back to Sue, thinks about it, now picks it up. Should have been a double dribble. That's what Marina Mabry wanted. It looked like Sue double dribbled there. Here's Talbot, throws it away. Mabry a 1-on-4. Will she try to attack it? She will. Go right at Sue. Sue goes down, and so does the ball. Into the hoop. Mabry twisted her ankle. Here comes Sue the other way. A 3-for-2 exchange for Seattle. Yes, indeed. They had the 5-on-4. They took advantage of the limping Mabry, and they struck quickly.
I think she's okay. She went back and called for the ball, but there was so much contact on that play. It's got to be either a block on Bird or a charge on Mabry on that last possession. And then she went down, and then Stephanie Talbot, number 2 in the league in three-point percentage, knocking down a big one. The Storm lead by 4.
Storm head down south to take on the Atlanta Dream June 9th at 4 o'clock. You can catch the action right here on Joe TV. Single game tickets are now on sale for all June home games. Visit stormbasketball.com to secure your seats. But Seattle has a lengthy 5-game road trip until they head back home.
So this right here, how is this not a foul on either Sue or Mabry? And Mabry somehow makes this shot. I mean, I'm telling you, she is playing at such a high level right now. It is fun to see the creativity, but she ends up turning her ankle on the play after the collision, and Dallas calls the timeout so she can have some time. They need her on the floor.
Yes.
This Dallas team is better when she is on the floor.
I was chuckling because Sue had an 8-step stumble before she fell there. Here's Mabry with a 3 on the shot clock, going in on Mercedes Russell, partially blocked, and Seattle has it. Big next minute or two. Seattle can put this game in the freezer over the next 2 minutes, or Dallas can just hang around or potentially take the lead. These next 3 possessions by each team are just going to be crucial. Here's Sue with it.
Well, I think with Mabry hobble, they get the ball to Jewel. See what she can do.
1 on the shot clock. Jewel's just got to throw it up. No good. Rebound. Agumake, that was not what they wanted.
I think they wanted her going straight line at Mabry and making her have to slide with that ankle.
Agumbawale with it against Russell into the corner. Back to Enrique. Gets Talbot, just rises from the corner. No good. Jewel snatches it down. So the first back and forth yields no points for either side. And the throwaway. Wow, right to Sabali. Sabali's going to run under and miss. I think she wanted the call there, didn't get it. And Sue coming the other way. Brianna on the run, into the corner. Jewel Lloyd sets her feet, fires, and hits. That's a big one. 3-possession lead for Seattle, approaching the 3-minute mark.
And that was a 5-point swing. Sabali looking for contact, didn't get it. And then the 3 at the other end.
Oh, just a bad pass there by Sabali. 3-on-1. Sue's got Brianna to her right. Touch pass, Talbot inside, shot blocked from behind by Alicia Gray. Nicely done there by Dallas in transition D.
And that one was Brianna maybe being a little bit too unselfish. 3-on-1 situation. Sue Bird saw Talbot on the left, my MVP on the right, and Stewie was trying to be too unselfish, I think, and that one gets blocked from behind.
That might be a game saver too, because that kind of felt like nail in the coffin if Brianna scores there. It would have been a 9-point game, approaching 2 minutes. But now Dallas very much still in it, and Agumbawale takes it right to the rim and scores 65-60. We can't have a one-sided Seattle-Dallas game, right? I mean, this game's got to go down to the last couple possessions.
Oh, 2 matchups, 2 overtimes. Noah Quinn said, how about we just do it in regulation today?
Here's Jewel. Yeah, I'm sure both of these teams, obviously they want to win first, but they definitely want to end this in regulation because these are 2 tired teams after going overtime less than 48 hours ago. 2:06 left. Come back for the final 2 right after this. Hey fans, get the freshest Storm gear featuring the new logo at the official team shop, the Seattle Storm. Visit the Storm team shop online today. Find jerseys for every player, official practice gear, new Wilson basketballs, and more at SeattleStormTeamShop.com. Dick Faye and Elise Woodward with you here in Everett, Washington. A much lower scoring game than we've had each of the prior 2 times. 105-102 was our final in overtime on Friday. This one, a 5-point game that Jewel Lloyd's trying to add to here with 2:06 left.
That one catching the front rim and getting in. Now 48 points for Jewel, Sue, and Stewie. 15 for the entire rest of the Storm roster.
Well, there's some...
Talbot hit that 3. It was the first time that somebody other than the big 3 scored in 21 straight minutes. They've got to get some other people involved.
Sometimes your superstars have to carry you, and that's been the situation here on a Sunday afternoon in Everett. Mabry has it. 7 on the shot clock. This feels like a must-make possession for Dallas. And Agumbawale is going to get her opportunity at the free throw line as she just wills her way into that defense.
So she's hobbled just a little bit, but this is one that is so frustrating for a defense. The shot clock was at 5. You knew Agumbawale was going to put the ball on the deck and try to force her way into the paint. She's able to get the corner on Lloyd, who's right there. I don't think that's a foul. I think that is a hope.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough contact, and again, who's initiating what on that play?
She sold it well, though. Got the call. Got knocked to the deck, or at least she knocked herself to the deck if there was no contact. And you see there, Dallas perfect from the line. 12 of 12 thus far. Just not as many attempts as Vicki Johnson would like to see. At what point do you play clock when you're Seattle? It's 1:39 left, 5-point lead.
I think this is, you want the best shot you can get on this possession regardless of time on the clock.
Okay. And better yet, if you can get it in the final 5 seconds of the shot clock. Here's Brianna Stewart. Being mugged by Kayla Johnson, legally so, though. Great defense inside Mercedes Russell with the putback, no good.
See, it might have been one where you pull that back out if you're Russell.
Bawale swatted by Brianna Stewart. All-star on all-star right there.
And that was a huge defensive stop and block by Stewart. You've got a 2-possession game and a minute to go.
Sue barking out signals. Brianna coming to screen. Sue's going to pull up from 3. No good. Dallas still in this thing. It's a 2-possession game. Boy, you're right. That block by Brianna. That was monstrous. Somehow Agumbawale scores there. It's a 3-point game. Here's Gray with it. 10 on the shot clock. Enrique on Jewel Lloyd. She'll just fire one. A rainbow and knocks it down with 31.5. 2-point game. Here we go again with these 2 teams.
That was such a tough shot by Enrique. You knew she was looking for the 3. And so did Jewel. And she just faded back and drilled it.
10 on the shot clock. Lloyd against Mabry. Now switched off. Lloyd's got the quickness advantage. Got to take it all the way to the rim. She does. Lays it up with the right hand. Rims. No good. Tipped around. Dallas basketball. 6 seconds left. Thornton's going to call a timeout at midcourt with 4.5. My goodness. Oh, Seattle 2 games in a row has squandered a lead in the latest minutes of the game. Dallas has come back, not yet to tie like they did with the Sabally jump shot in Friday night's game, but they can here. My goodness. Here comes the road trip after this final home game of the early part of June. You got 2 at Atlanta, 1 at Connecticut at Mohegan Sun, and then 2 in Indiana with the back-to-back before you face the Mystics on June the 22nd, 16 days from today. All right, Elise, time to play Vicki Johnson. Both these teams used to these close games, but Seattle's used to winning them. Dallas is used to falling short, at least so far this year, 0 for 5 in crunch time games. What's Vicki drawing up here?
Well, I don't think there's any question you want a 2-player alternative between Agumbawale and Mabry and see which one of them gets the ball with time on the clock. Agumbawale, as we all know, you remember her from her days at Notre Dame, hitting the clutch 3 and winning the national championship and hitting that one just a few moments ago on the last possession, big time. I mean, she has that clutch gene just like Jewel Lloyd. And
fans are up.
Seattle defensively has to go in with a plan of staying or switching, and they have to communicate. They'll have Mercedes Russell at 6'6" on the ball to try to force the ball up higher in the air instead of a direct pass.
Watch out for Mabry in the near corner, just lurking over there for a potential game-winning 3 if they can get it in. They do. Agumbawale with 2, throws it up, and 3 goes! Jewel does it Friday night. Agumbawale with 0.7 left has given Dallas the lead by 1.
Oh my goodness. You knew she was going to get the ball, and you just knew that she was going to give her team a chance at the win. Wow, that was tough for Agumbawale.
And rushed. I mean, it was the catch. It was almost like, I know that she knew how much time was left, but it was almost like, I mean, she just caught it. 2 dribbles and up. I guess that was her first best opportunity instead of trying to turn the corner. They only needed the 2 to send it in overtime, but I guess, hey, we want to get out of Everett with a victory. Let's hit a 3.
Well, the adage on the road, you go for the 3. You want to get out. And I don't know if these 2 teams really want to see overtime again. They want to end this in regulation. Certainly if you're Dallas, after 2 heartbreaking losses to Seattle, they were down by 12 in the second half and have walked this back now to take the lead by 1, less than a second to go.
Well, I don't think Noelle Quinn's going to run the same play she ran on Friday night. Might be too fresh, maybe. Might be too fresh, but you would think that Dallas knows how to defend it. They had Stewie at the high post. She went and screened down and then went straight to the bucket and was wide open. Meanwhile, Jewel popped up through a double screen for the 3 ball. It'll be Talbot to inbound.
Different play, different set.
They are all crunched up there in the near corner. 0.7 left. Talbot to inbound. Gets it to Brianna for the win at the buzzer off the back iron. Brianna was kind of caught. Do you go off the glass or do you go straight in? And you gotta hand it to the Dallas Wings. What a great job they have done. Coming back, they came back Friday night, couldn't get it done thanks to the Jewel Lloyd buzzer beater. But tonight, Arike Agumbawale is the hero, and hey, she's done it before in crunch time.
I'll tell you, that was a big-time performance by Arike. You see the smile on her face, and for Dallas, they're thinking, man, we can't lose another one at the buzzer. 2 losses in overtime, and they get the victory here today, and a crucial one, as they have struggled in tight games, but they get it today.
They were 0 for 5 in crunch time games. Make it 1 of 5, and they hand Seattle only their 2nd loss of the season. Jewel Lloyd with 25, Agumbawale with 24, but none bigger than the 3 ball to win it with 0.7 left. For Elise, for Bob Akamian, Dick Fain saying so long. We'll talk to you on Wednesday afternoon.